Welcome, welcome, welcome. We back and we better than ever. I think I never know how technology works, but I am live. I always adjust. I always do like this weird shimmy. I don't know why I do that, but I'm live. I'm back on the interwebs, even though I probably should be reading a book. I probably should be doing something productive. I am live streaming on youtube.com because that is something I do in my free time. Occasionally. Occasionally I do this in my free time. It's always I think my not insecurity, but it's like, oh my gosh, I'm like going live and it's always these nerves. I don't know how people do this professionally. I legit don't. I think honestly, I think people that make content creation their full-time job, they're just they're just different in ways I don't know. I legit don't know how people do it because there's so many layers to this. Like I I am what you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to work on thumbnails. You're supposed to have a script. You're supposed to do this and that. But me, I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that. I just go live and that's about it. There is nothing else that goes into this. I I plan on doing this tomorrow too. I plan on going live again. I'm I You see, I'm in this phase where I don't know if I'm having fun or not. I'm just trying to get my reps in. I'm just trying to again and again and again and again until because I don't think this will really build my audience. Like I don't think like I don't I don't know how to build an audience. I really don't. And oh my, I've got a text. Okay, let me respond to this text message. What area? Man, I let me okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. I have a final round job interview. You're talking to someone who is employed. Yes. Woo! I am employed. No, I'm not employed. I'm still extremely unemployed. But I do have a final round job interview. And I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful. 200, I got 200 job applications. I didn't even know that there were 200 jobs to apply to. But yeah, I have a final round job interview. So for anybody who is interested, who wants to know what I did, don't do what I did. Don't just don't go to school. Give up on your career. Just give up. You ever think about just giving up? But no, I have a final round job interview and I could talk about that. I could talk about other things. I could talk about what I want to do with my future. But yeah, no, for the one person watching, I have a final round job interview that I'm gonna do in a few days. I'm gonna say some words and see if they will hire me, you know, and we'll just go from there. I don't really plan, like I really don't plan anything. It's kind of surprising I've made it this far. I kind of take life one day at a time. I struggle with motivation. I struggle so much with motivation. I struggle with, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I've got to try this. I've got to try that. So it is very difficult to me for me to it is very difficult for me to to be consistent and to do this. So the fact that I've made it this far, such a bless. It's such a blessing. Yes. Oh man. It's interesting. Okay, so I usually I do the ADHD thing. I'm also on the YouTube app at the same time looking at myself because I'm so conceited. I just have to look at myself all the time. But no, I do try to like look at myself to make sure that this is working. I don't even check the audio. I don't even have a system to check the audio. I could just be, I think some people would like it if I just was mute anyways. But no, no, this is welcome to my live. If you're new, I don't know if you're new. I don't know if you've met. Well, chances are you probably haven't met me, but maybe you have. Maybe you are a recurring. Maybe you are the one person carrying my channel, which I'm. The fact that somebody wants to tune in and watch me is great. It's really great. I'm just begging for attention. I just need people to me. Look at me now. I'm getting paper. But no, things are pretty chill. Things are pretty laid back. Things are pretty like these things. It's just, I think I wanted to work on my public speaking. Public speaking. I'm by myself, so it's not really that public. But I wanted to work on my speaking. So that's kind of why I've tried to do the lives. YouTube videos are okay, but lives you kind of have to think on your feet a little bit. Something that I definitely could work on. I definitely could work on just thinking on my feet. But I wanted to talk about, I guess, the process of feeling whether or not, okay, whether or not I was worthy of getting this. Um, you know, I kind of gave up. I kind of gave up a little bit ago, and I wanted to just stop applying, just stop doing anything because I thought I was meaningless. I thought it was worthless. I thought that, okay, no one's gonna watch. I might as well just, you know, stop applying, stop this. I've gotten all this education, I got all this debt. Maybe I'm done. Like maybe I've achieved all that I am going to achieve. But then decided that I guess I decided every day. It wasn't like one giant decision. It was, I'm gonna send in 3 applications. That's what it started with. I'm gonna at least send in three. I'm gonna at least send in 3 applications. And if that doesn't go, I'm going to try four. And then I sent in 4 applications. Also, hello, thank you if you're new. Thank you for coming in. For the person that just popped in, thank you so much. But I'm gonna try 4 applications. And then I tried 5 applications. Yo, I'll just listen. Oh, do your thing, man. Do your thing. You can just listen. Treat it like a podcast. Treat it like a podcast. It's always good to see you, man, Anthony White. Do your thing. Nah, it's always such a blessing for you to be back. But yeah, I just started with, okay, maybe I'll just do 1 application. I'll just do 2 applications. Or I'll just, and then I've started that with interview prep. I'll just do one DSA I'll do one data structure and algorithms problem. I'll just do one. I'll just do one. And then I started taking notes. I realized that even with these live streams, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna upload a video and then I'm gonna go live. I don't expect anything. I don't think anything's gonna come of it. I don't have any I don't plan on being successful. Like I legit don't plan on being successful. Like anything, if I ever achieve more than what I have, it's going to be because I just decided I took that 1% and then that other percent and then another percent. That's why I decided. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm this self-made. I'm not a self-made man. I'm just not a self-made man. I would like to be a self-made man. I would like to pick myself up by my bootstraps. But I don't. First of all, I don't even. I wear like sneakers, so I can't pick myself up by my boots. I don't even wear boots. My feet are too flat for that. But yeah, I just thought of like, you know, if I can just do this small thing, if I can just do the next thing, Let me not worry about the outcome. Let me not worry. I can't control the outcome. I wish I could. I wish I could control the outcome. But oh my gosh. Oh wait, that's so embarrassing. Can I edit it? Can I at least edit it? Oh my gosh, I don't know how to spell. Wait, I don't even know how to spell. I said, can I? Okay. Oh my gosh, thank you for the other person. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. No, thanks for, treat this like a podcast. But back to what I was saying, I can't control outcomes. I legitimately cannot control outcomes. Like the outcome, the future is this unknowable, wibbly, this future is this thing that I cannot control. So what I try to do is take things the next step and then take things the next step. And then I take things the other step. And I try very hard to be grateful. It's so like, I think my greatest enemy is myself sometimes. And I'm not here to motivate you saying you can do it because I don't know, like, there's so much uncertainty I'm taking on. Not only just with this final round job interview, there's just so much uncertainty that I'm taking. There's a lot of liability. I mean, even if I get this job, I'm gonna have to commute almost like an hour. Just, I have to commute an hour because it's like I don't make enough to get my own place. I don't make enough. So I'm kind of like in this weird, I have to stay here, but I'm working, but I'm not really free, but I'm trying to work towards my freedom. It's like there's a lot going on. And so I look at that and I'm terrified. I'm legit so scared. I don't know how people go to university, get a job, and then that job pays them enough to move out and then like live their life. That has not been my experience. My experience has been go to university, get an internship, not be asked back, go back to university, get another internship, do that cycle over and over again, apply for jobs, then say, oh, there's more qualified applicant. I'm learning the whole world is more qualified than me. Like the whole wide world is so much more qualified than I am. And to that, I just say, that's okay that there are more qualified applicants. I don't think I'm supposed to be the most qualified. I don't think I'm the most, I think I'm just me. I have learning disabilities. I have an awkward social demeanor. I have a lot of things where I'm like, But, I think you got to start somewhere. People aren't inherently born with the knowledge of computer science. People don't know agile and scrum development. Like these are things that somebody had to make that stuff up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just taking things one application at a time. I'm trying to network. I'm trying to set myself out there. I'm trying to be like, hey, recruiter, what's up? Have you ever slid into a recruiter's DMs? I've definitely been sliding, coming, sliding them DMs. I've been doing that. I've been doing that a lot. And has anything come of it? Sometimes. Sometimes something's come of it, but not to the level of, oh wow, like not to the level where I'm what is it called? Not to the level where I like got an interview and I got this. It's kind of like just been cold, like boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. And then just going from there. Like that's kind of what I've been doing is I've just been applying and applying and applying and it's just been this, circuitous or whatever. I don't, this cyclical, secular. Man, am I sincere? Am I sincere? Can I not speak epitome, epitome? Man, I'm telling you. But no, it's just been this cycle, and I think all it takes is one yes. We're all just one yes away from changing our lives. That's what's so crazy. It's just not everybody gets that opportunity. I think this is where I disagree with some people where Some people are like, "Oh, wow. I got this opportunity because I did it all by myself. I can do it all by myself. I can do," and I'm just like, no, like you can't do it all by yourself. You actually have to go out and you have to work. And there's a lot, like those are some external things. They're external things that are influencing your success. I'm so sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry that success is just not this given thing. I know that some people are like, "Oh, well, I did it." And I'm like, there's so many factors into who and what is successful. And the more I look into like data structures and algorithms and writing simple ones, you realize there's so much randomness. Like there's legit like randomness. And I think it actually makes me uncomfortable that there's so much randomness because I think that I always just thought, oh, like, I could just do that. I could just make it happen. I could just make it work. But no, like that's just not how that success is. You just have to like you have to accept that there's so much outside your control. I think being at the right place at the right time is so underrated because you think that, oh man, like I just did this and it was me and yeah, I can just go. I can just make this outcome happen. I'm like, no, you really can't. Sometimes it's like you were just, like somebody or something, you were just at the right thing. And I think for me, like when I think of my own success, I think of, okay, I was just blessed. Like I just received something. And I'm very much aware of that. I'm very much aware that I just received things. You know, I never really thought that I would do anything with my life. Also, thank you for whoever liked. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you for the like. That really, oh, thank you. And thank you for the new person that came back in. Thank you so much. That really means so much to me. Thank you. Thank you. Just talking about, I'm just yapping, I'm a yapper. But no, I was gonna say, success is something that, you know, I don't I don't understand success. I see successful people. I grew up in a neighborhood where a lot of people are very successful economically. Have very lucrative careers, maybe even maybe good inheritances. But the system just worked for them. That system just worked, and uh, I I can't say the same for me. For me, I've had a lot of setbacks. I definitely have made a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes, not only just with what I majored in college. I shouldn't have done accounting. I don't even know what I was thinking with accounting, but that's what I ended up doing was accounting. And now computer science, it's the tech recession. It's the tech recession. I mean, yeah, I think the economy in general is just in a recession, but I ain't no economer. I'm not an economist or economicist or whatever, however you. But I don't study economics, so I can't really say an informed, nuanced opinion about what's going on. But I would say that timing is important, and man, I'm telling you, I felt like I was climbing a wall to get here. I legit felt like, wow, what is going on? What is this? This is so impossible. I don't even know how to advise people, oh, to find a job just it's like I legit because I don't even know how to recreate the steps I took to get here. That's the crazy part. I don't know the steps I took to get to where I'm at. It's very confusing. It's something that I can't even really fathom because it's just like, wow, I really came here and I'm just in this position where I wasn't before, and we just got to go from there because I think also I like to play out situations in my mind. I like to say, okay, if this happens, I do that. If that happens, but then, and then the day comes, and then the day comes, and I'm like, oh, okay, like the day is here, and I am so unprepared. I always feel unprepared. Like feeling unprepared is pretty common in my life. Like it's pretty common for me to feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What is this? What is like, what's going on? But then I realized that I need to accept like, okay, I am where I'm at, and I'll just go because I think I think there's some things you can't prepare for. I did a video about how life doesn't have a manual. I did a video on that because I realized. Sorry, it's just a yawn. So sorry, I'm so tired. I'm legit. I don't know why I stream right before I go to bed. Yeah, most people their nighttime routine is like doing skincare or whatever. Mine is, oh my god, let me just hit live on YouTube and do that. But no, I did a YouTube video about how I don't plan much. I did a and or not that I well I don't plan much. I did a YouTube video about how life doesn't come with a manual, and I don't really remember what I said. I make way too many YouTube videos for me to remember anything, but I think one of the things I was saying was it's just like I just embrace uncertainty. I embrace the uncertainty of life because it's just this is gonna happen, and then that's gonna happen, and then this is gonna happen, and then that's gonna happen, and then and it's just like I'm not prepared. I'm so unprepared, and I think as I've gotten older, I try to reflect. I don't know if I'm getting any wiser, but trying to get more patient, trying to learn more, trying to, all the things, all the things. As I've gotten older, realized that I realized that, you know, I stopped caring about certain things. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fail. Yeah, I'm gonna fail. And that's it. I don't know, we tell kids like we teach kids sometimes to be so afraid of failure. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why we teach kids to be afraid of failure because I think that there's so much growth in failure. There's legit so much growth in failure. And if you like what is it called? If you tell kids that oh my gosh, they can't fail. They've got to be successful. They've got to do things right the first time. I don't think I think that kind of just sets them up to like be afraid to try new things. And I'm very much pro people trying new things. I'm very much, you should definitely like go outside your comfort zone. And that's what I did with software engineering. I went out, had an internship. They didn't ask me back. I didn't get to go back. My team wasn't hiring. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, where you just where it just doesn't fall in your favor. And you know what you do with that? You just keep going. You keep calm and you carry on. Because what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to like? Because what am I supposed to beg? Like, I'm all for like being. I'm all for asking for a follow up. I'm all for trying, but begging someone to interview you, begging someone for a job, begging, but I don't see the point of that. I legit don't see the point. Why would we beg? Like, why beg someone for an economic opportunity? That doesn't make any sense to me because I think that if if somebody wants to hire you, they're gonna interview and they're gonna give you a shot. Like they're gonna give you a shot. But for the most part, it's like if you have to beg for something, then I don't think the opportunity is really there. I think that you know, employers have a lot of leverage. They have a lot of leverage because they are the ones that get to determine whether or not, you get to work there. And most people are employees. And so it kind of puts people in this position where it's like you ask so much. You ask like, hey, like I'm gonna try this and I'm gonna try that and I'm gonna go and I'm going to what is it called? You're gonna optimize this and you're gonna get the right resume. Oh my gosh, if I just format my resume the right way, and that's just not like that's important, yes, but there's that element, there is a human element. At some point, someone's gotta review what you're gonna do. Someone's gotta review it. Someone's gotta, like see what you're doing and like all that stuff, all that good jazz. But but no, I I'm just like I'm just very shocked because I actually thought when I was applying for jobs, I was just applying into the void. Like that frozen into the unknown. I'm really tired. I'm so tired. I probably have 10 more minutes in me, but I definitely wanted to like live stream and just get my live stream jitters out of the way because when I go live, I just I'm just trying to, get my thoughts out into the public. No hablo inglés. But no, I don't. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a behavioral and a technical interview. I don't hate technical interviews, but they are kind of like, I've got to talk about coding and this. I think what's annoying is you go, you get a computer science degree, and then the interview questions they ask you have nothing, I mean nothing to do with what you learn in the 4-year degree. The 4-year degree is great. The 4-year degree is fantastic. I think I've learned some of the most interesting things I would have ever have learned during my time studying computer science, but then you go out and try to find a job in software engineering, which is one of the most related concepts. It's like one of the most related degrees. But software engineering is not computer science. Computer science is its own independent thing, like it's its own thing. And then software engineering, that's kind of like it's more like a methodology, I would say. Because the software that we're on, like the software that we use, it goes through like a process. Like I don't even like the term software engineering sometimes because it's more like in order to develop software like at a really scalable way, it goes through an engineering process. It's not engineering in the same way as electrical or mechanical or civil or chemical. Fine, industrial too. I'll give some grace to some industrial engineers. Why not? It's not like that at all. It's software. It's way more conceptual. And also, you could just fail. You could fail so much. And it's something you have to like, it's trial and error. That's a great way to describe software engineering is trial, like you try and then it just doesn't work. And then you try again and then you do that over and over and over. Because the thing is with software is I think people are like, "Oh, my computer just works." And yes, it works, but then once you computers are very fascinating machines. They're very because the surface level is so like the amount of complex like the system that goes into even just like YouTube, just anything. It's just so intense. And that's not limited to just software. That's not limited to software. That goes for a lot of things actually. But I think what makes things so unique with software is it just feels like it just works. Like ChatGPT, Google, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, it just works. Like there's no one working on the website. There aren't people working on the user interface. There's not people working on the data, the APIs, the backend. There's not people working on the server. Even the fact that you have an internet connection, even the fact that I'm able to just stream this, so fascinating. It's so fascinating because the amount of things that go into it, it's like, okay, like this is what you see, but then there's like so many layers. It's kind of like that iceberg theory when it comes to software engineering. Is it's like you kind of like you do this, and then like as you get deeper, you get into some weird abstract concepts. But I think I'm gonna call it there. I just wanted just a quick little 30-minute live stream. I don't know, maybe I might just do these, quickie lives, I might just I'm probably gonna go live tomorrow with my friend. Thank you for everyone who's watching. Thank you so much. Thank you for the like. I really hope you were able to get something out of this. I just really enjoyed this, and I will see everyone soon. Thank you so much, and I'll see you.